Good morning, friends. This is your old girl, Melanie Rose, here to share your daily aspects. Today is Friday, November 12, 2021. The sun is in Scorpio all day today. Transformation is practically the motto at this time of year, for it is evident and necessary as the seasons shift from warm to cold. While the sun is in Scorpio, we come to understand, each in our own way, that transformation doesn't come from just wishing it so. There's healing to be done. To walk away from the life that no longer serves us, we have to leave behind some things, thoughts, attitudes, and ways that may have worked well for us in the past. Every new beginning is preceded by an ending. When we are intentional and conscious about our endings, they cease to be dramatic affairs, making the fresh start that much sweeter. The moon is in Pisces all day today. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, so the moon in Pisces is interpreted as the end of a cycle. Moon in Pisces is a dreamy time to relax, play, and reflect before we make our new start. Okay, let's take a look at these planets and aspects before we get into the interpretations. I have prepared a legend of the symbols we'll be looking at today so that we can start with an idea of what energies we'll be working with. I see that we have the sun here. And the sun represents our outer life, right there. Outer life, that includes who we are when we step out the door, the person that people meet when they meet us, who you are in your social sphere, your civic sphere, and your work sphere. The moon here represents our inner life. That is who you are on the inside, what your relationship is with yourself, your emotions, your intuitions. It also relates to your domestic space, so who you are when you're at home, where you are at home, and who or whom you are at home with. And I want to say that the first quarter and waxing gibbous energy of this moon advises us to take action on the plans that we have been making since the new moon, and also to focus our energy toward meeting some short-term goal, at least, so that we have something to celebrate next week with the full moon. Additionally, we have Neptune on board today. Neptune is your human spirit, so your connection and your relationship with the rest of humanity, which, you know, we all have our days of feeling more connected and more a part of humanity and more in the flow of human spirit, and then days where we feel a little less connected to the everybody else. Venus is here. That is your planet for love and money, or also what is your relationship to your very most valued and precious people and things. Chiron is on board. Chiron represents how to heal. And Mars represents our personal sense of initiative, our drive, our get up and go, that fire, that passion. Mercury represents the intellect. That is especially our day-to-day thoughts and communications, the plans we make, and the traveling around that we do. Uranus represents changes, or really it just invites us to do things differently, which generally brings about changes. And Pluto is here because the sun is in Scorpio and Pluto rules Scorpio. Pluto is the planet for deep and total systemic changes, death and rebirth, endings and beginnings, extremes. As for the aspects that we'll be looking at today, we have a couple of trines. That's good. Trine is a harmonious vibration, so when these two planets are interacting with one another, very positive things happen. Sextile is also a positive aspect. Sextile generates something good. It's got a cooperative energy, and cooperation makes things happen. We also have a Quincunx up here. Quincunx is the teeter-totter of variable outcomes. It tells you what the urge might be, and it doesn't promise a good or a bad outcome. And I did not mention that we have an ongoing square over here. Square just represents the potential for challenges, and I like to think of them as those small kind of challenges that you would just have to like take a deep breath and move on through it, deal with it, right? And the man, I missed a few things. The signs that we have on the board today, just so that we have this idea, furthermore, what energies we're dealing with, are Scorpio, because the sun is in Scorpio, Pisces, because the moon is in Pisces, and Taurus, because the upcoming full moon will be in Taurus. Okay, I have divided our aspects into two columns, one for each of our luminaries. The moon sheds light on our nights, and it moves so quickly it creates brief aspects that apply basically to ambient energies that may or may not have much impact on our progress throughout the day. Now, I say may or may not. I can say that this past Wednesday's aspects, I predicted the kind of day that throws up a lot of stop signs and tries to thwart progress. I don't know if it was astrology or self-fulfilling prophecy, but that was exactly the kind of day I had. It all turned out just fine, and I did make some progress, but I really had to throw my hands up and take a break before that happened. The sun sheds light on our days. I address the rest of the planets on this side because these aspects take longer, and they have more of an impact on our actions and interactions out in the world. And we start with the sun today. In our ongoing column, today is day 4 of 4 for Mars square Saturn. Mars has wanted to act while Saturn has wanted to go over the packing slip. I hope you have resisted the urge to rebel and conquer and gained the understanding that slow and steady does make progress as well. This is the last day of this aspect, so its effect is on the way out. Slow and steady. I don't know if I can draw a turtle, but I'm going to attempt. And y'all should just not be mad at me if it doesn't look that great. Ooh, can't be that hard, right? There we go. Slow and steady wins the race. Put a little speed lines behind him. Go, turtle, go! Today, and I give these in Central Standard Time, at 10:23 a.m., the sun runs trine with Neptune. What a positive way to start. So for about 2 days, the outer self is in a very positive position with the human collective. We are sensitive to the needs and desires of those people around us, and yet we understand that the best way to support the collective at times is to act on the realization of our own goals, dreams, and intentions. This aspect comes around only twice a year and represents a great opportunity to manifest some of our higher social, civic, and career-related goals. Manifesting social and career goals. And then at 5:19 p.m. today, Mars will make Quincunx with Chiron. Our sense of initiative here is in a wobbly state for about 4 days with Chiron, which represents our healing. We innocently desire to do things that make us feel good, but that can come across to others as selfish or mean or just out of touch. Mars always brings with it the possibility of being easily provoked, so heated conversations are not off the menu at this time. Be cool, Fonzie. Hey. As for the day in Moony Moods, I shall give a brief description of each of these aspects and then try to tie them together to get a picture of what the ambient energy of today is likely to be. We start at 2:18 p.m. with the moon sextile Venus. When the moon is sextile with Venus, we feel really cute and sweet. It's a great time to hang out at home with our partners and loved ones. Good times at home. And because that's a sextile, that means having a good time at home is likely to generate something good out of it as well. Then at 6:28 p.m., the moon runs trine to Mars. Trust your gut and act on that thing that excites you. Trine practically guarantees a great outcome. Act on what excites you. Y'all, I love to see a bunch of moon aspects that are sextiles and trines. That just really reflects positive attitudes and positive relating throughout the day in different ways and makes these other more variable or challenging aspects easier for us to get to or through. And then at 11:23 p.m., moon runs trine to Mercury. Our thoughts and intuitions are working together now, and our ability to connect with folks at home is blessed. Great connections. I know I always make this little heart and house, but I just want to drive that whole idea home and remind myself as well. And then on the other side of the clock at 12:43 a.m. on Saturday, the moon runs sextile to Uranus. So here we are open to change and excitement, and our strong intuition makes it easy to move through the changes very quickly. Open to change and positive outcomes. So I would say that today's lunar energy signature is rather positive, creating space for us to feel happy and connected even as we face some changes. We know the outcomes of our actions will be positive as we make them. Coming up next week, we will see a full moon in Taurus, and a couple of days later, the sun will make ingress into Sagittarius. And we'll talk about these things and more in upcoming episodes. That's it for today, friends. This has been your Daily Aspects, an astrological weather forecast for Friday, November 12, 2021. If you haven't already, please like my video and subscribe to the Old Girl channel. I will leave this up here for about 30 seconds so that you may have time to look it over. My name is Melanie Rose. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I will see you all back here tomorrow for more Daily Aspects.